Okay, it's working. I always get really nervous this time. I also have to click over here. Okay, so what is happening? Yahoo! Okay, so I know we've all kind of met each other, but for the sake of making sure we know everyone does, tell us your name, the grade you're teaching, years of experience, or if you have none, or if you student taught, whatever. One fun fact about you, and then one thing you're excited about. It can be just about school, in your classroom, whatever.
I am Holly Myrick. I will teach first grade this year at Southland. I will start year 23. One fun fact, I can wiggle my nostrils. One thing.
Wait, you're not gonna do it though?
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Cool.
Pretty good. I mean, like, one thing I'm excited about is I'm moving back to a campus that I'll have the opportunity to do stations or some sort of small group.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, I haven't had that chance, and my kids have suffered. I feel like it's where I can get a lot of things ironed out for kiddos, supporting them and their learning. So that's me.
Nice. Right. So my name is Anaya Sanchez. I am our kindergarten teacher. I'm a first year. For like teaching, I'm a first year. One fun fact about me is that I like to travel a lot. So really, got into like hiking recently. So I've gone to like Colorado, New Mexico, trying to just find more trails. And then one thing I'm excited about is just getting my feet wet. Like, I've learned a lot through student teaching. Kind of got excited to have my own room and kind of do things my way.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of want to start getting my feet wet.
Yeah.
Nice. So my name is Kelly Elliott. I will be teaching 3rd through 5th grade science, and this is also my first year of teaching, so I'm really excited for that. And one fun fact about me is I've played the violin for 12 years.
Whoa! That's cool.
Yeah, so that was my passion. I also played volleyball. Those are my things. And one thing I'm excited about is trying to do more hands-on activities, like more labs with the kids so they can kind of experience it in a different way.
Yeah, not just learn science, but do science.
Exactly.
I'm Laura Patterson. I started here teaching 5th grade, and then I begged to be departmentalized, so now we are. And I teach the math part. This is my 5th year teaching, and my 5th year here. So I know nothing about anywhere else. And I'm just like, this hallway has had so much change over the last few years, and I'm not a change person. Like, it's not exciting for me. It stresses me out. I don't think it's fun. But I am really excited for this year because it just, like, the hallway just feels good. You know what I mean? So I think this is the first year in a couple years that I've been excited. It's like, that sounds really negative, but like, I'm excited to do my job because I feel like we have a really good group of people to do a job with, you know? So that's mine. This is my cute little class from 2 years ago. I just think they're the cutest ever. I make them do a 5th grade graduation every year. But I kind of just wanted the points of what Southland and why I think it's special. So I think it's a family, like staff and kids. I think it just is a great big family. And that's my favorite part. I think we put relationships first. So whenever you have trouble in your personal life, like, people care about that. And the same thing for kids. Everyone is here to help. Like, you're never gonna bother anyone when you need something. And if you bother them, no one's ever gonna say it.
They're so nice that they won't tell you.
Yeah, and everyone wants kids to succeed. And I think we've done a really good job in the last year preparing teachers to help kids succeed, which is kind of my favorite part of kind of where we're going. Because I feel like we're growing kids, but also growing teachers. So. And my class is just really cute. I love them so much. So what I want you to leave with today is just feeling welcome. So like you can walk in on the first day of in-service and feel like you have a friend and know somebody, and it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting in a cafeteria of strangers, because that freaks me out. Feeling prepared, just like so you know the basics of what's going on, knowing who to ask what questions, feeling a little less overwhelmed, because I know being a first year teacher, it just, you know, you're just going to explode. So just feeling less overwhelmed and knowing that everyone's here to help. And then this, here, I got it out of order. This is my KWL chart. So, this is what I know. I did what I want to know, but wonder works too.
Yeah.
And then what I learned. So, you haven't learned anything yet? So you don't feel about this. this is what you know. So it could be what you know about routines, what you know about what you're doing in your classroom, what you want bathroom breaks or whatever to look like. And then we'll stick them on the board. And it doesn't have to be super serious or like a written note. Like cloth on the paper. And then the middle is what I want to know. So like, what do you hope that we cover? And if I don't cover it, then what are you going to tell me to cover? And I'm going to come steal them and stick them on the board so I can see them. And I'll have them to look back at. Unless you feel like you want to stick it on the board yourself. But I can stick it if you want me to. Is this on there?
Yes, I'm done with it.
You'll have such nice handwriting. That's nice. I was reading.
That's okay.
Sorry, I'm like a hoverer, and I hate when people hover, but I think I do it in my classroom. Okay, perfect. Do y'all want me to read these so that everyone hears them, or do y'all want to kind of say yourself?
You can read it.
It doesn't
Read
matter.
them. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so need organization for the classroom to run smoothly. Routine procedures for class setup, practice. This might not stay for 6 weeks yet. So we'll do like routines in your classroom, kind of up to you. Mostly because I'm not a first grader or a kindergarten teacher, and I literally don't know.
Sure.
But like we'll talk about like bathroom and cafeteria and recess and stuff like that. And this one's gonna live down here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll cover bell rings, bathroom, and morning routine. And then what do we want to know? Lesson plans, curriculum, time to be at school. Ooh, I answered that question. I even had to double check the answer. How can I be efficient? Okay, perfect. So there, and then we'll fill out the L later. Okay, why did I go backwards? Okay, these are the things that I want to cover, like just bullet points. And that's mostly just so that I remembered what was happening. Okay, so a day at Southland. So your day starts in the morning. You get here at 7:25, and you're in your room. And that morning is kind of how you spend your morning is kind of up to you. So you have from 7:25, and the first bell rings at 7:40, and the tardy bell rings at 7:45. So you have like 15 minutes that's your time. My favorite thing to do during that time is pretend like I'm working and I don't really get anything done because I'm tired. But I just like set up my room for the day. So make sure my lamps are on, make sure I have all the coffees that I need, things like that. I also love to just go to the cafeteria and eat breakfast with the kids and sit with them because I feel like that's when you get to know them the best, is in the free kind of time where you're not giving instruction. And then you get to leave at 4 in the afternoon. So those are your contracted times. And then I have our schedule and hopefully it works. Okay, perfect. So arrival 7:25. You'll have breakfast duty once a week. Any other day that you don't have breakfast duty, that time's yours to spend, however you want to spend it. When you're doing breakfast duty, there's someone that will check off kids' names to make sure everyone gets free breakfast here. So checking it off keeps track of what the state owes us and all those things.
Yeah.
So someone will do that. Your job is to monitor, make sure no one's being crazy, help clean up spilled milk. People have to go to the bathroom, you let them go to the bathroom. But my favorite part is just building relationships. And I think that's when you get to know like the kinder and first graders that you don't have, or the high schoolers that you've never met. So it's a really good time to just get to know everybody. And then days you don't have breakfast duty, you're free till 7:40. The breakfast duty schedule, I have it on here. You don't have to memorize it. It will be sent to you. Okay? So breakfast is up here. So you're on Tuesday. Y'all are both on Wednesday. So that's your day.
Okay,
And breakfast
awesome.
duty starts at 7:25. Is usually when the school buses get here.
Okay.
So there's breakfast duty. And then I am kind of skipping around, but I wanted to also look at, let's just pause and look at the schedule. We'll do it in like 2 parts because Holly and Anaya, your schedule looks a lot different than mine and Kelly's. So we'll look at mine and Kelly's first, and you can just, and then we'll talk about yours.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Kelly, we share kids. So we do a rotation system. You get everyone for 90 minutes. But you're lucky and you get 4th grade twice. So, but we all start the morning at 7:45 when the tardy bell rings. So the expectation is at 7:40, you're in the cafeteria, ready to pick up your kids and getting out of there to start instruction. And usually we go 5th grade down to kinder. So I'll go first and take them away and we'll just start that. So, your schedule, Kelly, you start with 4th, then you have 3rd, then we have recess. And this will be sent to you so you don't have to memorize it.
Okay.
And then we'll all have lunch. So this is when we're all together, all of us.
We all have lunch.
And then you'll come back and have 5th science. And then we have the same conference and PE time. Y'all are still in class.
Nice.
Yeah. And then you'll come back and do social studies. And then RTI is the same across the board. So our schedules lined up K through 5 on recess, lunch, and RTI and recess. But that's kind of what you're doing. We transition a lot more than they transition outside of the classroom. They do their transitioning in the classroom. So between blocks is whenever you'll practice like hallway expectations and lining up and things like that. Which we'll do a lot of that the first couple weeks of school, just practicing over and over again. That was a lot.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then y'all's schedule. This is where I made the schedule based on the rules for scheduling. You know, like the state says you gotta do
Like
this.
you have so many minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is based on that.
Okay.
I know there's like flexibility within your classroom of what works for you,
Okay.
kind of things like the bathroom break stuck in the morning, nap time in the afternoon. So like that kind of stuff is not listed here.
Okay.
That's like how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Cool, okay.
yeah. Okay. So, but it all starts at 7:45 with the tardy bell.
Okay.
I talked to Amy, the 2nd grade teacher, so phonics is extended this year to an hour because she felt like 40 minutes was not enough time. And I've never taught phonics, but I believe her. So y'all have all your reading of phonics in the morning,
That's perfect.
all together.
Great.
And then you have social studies, and then y'all schedule lines up with ours where we have recess and lunch.
Okay.
And then y'all have science, because y'all have like a random 40-minute time between recess and PE.
Okay.
It's a weird time. It's always hard to fill. And then y'all will have the same conference with Amy.
Okay.
And then you come back and do math. Handwriting. I always think HW stands for homework, so like I said, good job. Dusty, what is HW? He said handwriting. I said, oh. So handwriting.
Got it.
And then RTI. So RTI is just like a tutoring time where you can pull for intervention and just get one-on-one help with a kid. Or if a kid's behind, you want to catch them up. So that time's kind of up to you how you want to use it, but I would definitely make sure you have a plan for it. Otherwise, you will not use it correctly and it will not be efficient and it'll be a waste of 30 instructional minutes. So, which I've learned the hard way. The first year I was like, well, I don't know. They're just going to see where someone has something to do.
Yeah.
So I would make sure you plan out your day and you plan for that too. And then we'll all end the day at recess together. So you get to see the whole hallway twice a day, which is kind of fun because otherwise I feel like I never see kinder, first, and second. So
Yeah.
any questions about that so far? And that will all be sent to you, so like don't memorize it. It's okay. But it's kind of an outline of our day. Oh, my present button. Okay. And then we'll start at recess. So you picked them up in the morning, you've done all your teaching time. Now you're at recess. Now, recess is different for us this year. We've, in the past, done lunch then recess. We're flopping it. It was my idea, but don't tell anybody if they hate it. Mostly because we've, like, discipline in the cafeteria has been really hard with noise level. And kids are eating too fast or not eating at all because they want to go play. So we're flipping it and hoping it helps, like, kids actually eat and kids communicate at a normal volume, you know?
Sure.
So we're trying it out, so it's new to us. I am excited about it, but, so recess starts at 11, and that is on the playground. So at 11 you can go out and play. At recess duty, you have to have your radio, which I don't have one, so I have to turn it in. But on your radio, it has like a list of channels. So that's just if you need to call admin, or if Anaya's across the playground and you need to tell her about a kindergartner, you can, you know what I'm saying? So your radio, your keys, because you gotta get inside, and look out for critters. Sorry, Kelly. There's sometimes snakes out there, so like do a good little walking lap around the playground so that you find it, not them, and then when you find it, you can call on your radio and say, hey, please someone come kill this.
I was like, do I have to take care of it?
No. Your job is to
I know, I was
say,
like,
hey, I saw a snake, and then you stare at it until someone comes to save you.
Okay.
I've only seen 2 on the playground.
Okay.
I've never had to kill them because I say, great, bye. But, and at recess, you just monitor it. Make sure you spread out on the playground. So if you're the first person out there, make sure you do a lot to check for things, but don't just park yourself away from the kids. Be near kids because that's where you are needed, you know? If something happens, you're nearby. So usually we pair up around the playground. 6 of us, it's easy to just do pairs, you know, because it's kind of lonely.
Yeah.
So just make sure you spread out. You're there to make sure they're safe. There's sometimes conflict on the playground, so you're kind of just conflict resolution, and then building relationships. So like, don't be afraid to go. My favorite activity is to swing on the swing set with them because I like to race them. And then they say, "Do you want to jump off?" And I say, "I'm done." But like playing with them is always great too because they enjoy that. So I think that's all I have questions. But anyway, and there's a swing set. That's my favorite activity on the playground. And then after recess, we'll go inside. So Amy, the second grade teacher, has been in charge of the whistle in the past because she's the only one on our hallway that has a whistle. So she'll blow the whistle at 11:15, and we'll all line up to go inside for lunch. And then that brings us to lunch duty. So you'll have lunch duty twice a week, and I'll show you that schedule in just a minute. Lunch is from 11:15 to 11:45. And that 11:45 is a harsh deadline. Like, you gotta go because they have to clean the cafeteria and get it turned over for secondary lunch at 12.
Okay.
So it's not like a let's hang out a little bit. Which makes lunchtime a little bit, like, duty-free lunch a little bit shorter for everyone. You only have 30 minutes, but hopefully it works out. When you're on lunch duty, your job is to make sure kids have what they need. So if they got the food that they needed on their way through the line. I had a thought and I lost it. You're staying in the cafeteria all the time. Usually the biggest thing that kids need is the restroom at lunch. So we let them go one at a time. And they use the bathrooms in the gym. If there's an emergency, cause like sometimes all of kindergarten has to go at once, and you know what? I don't trust a kindergartner. So if they say they have to go to the restroom, I'm gonna let them go, because I'm not gonna tell their mom that I didn't.
Yeah.
So there's also the secondary bathroom that they can use too. But we try to stick with one at a time. We have not been great at that in the past, and this year I've been told we've got to be better. So one kid at a time to the restroom. Sorry, one boy and one girl at a time.
Okay.
Is probably what I would have said. And your job during lunch is to make sure the noise level isn't too loud. Secondary is having lunch. Make sure they go to the bathroom. And then lunch count is done by somebody, but if no one is there, make sure you check off that your kids got lunch or whatever.
Okay.
There's a binder in there that has everyone's names.
Okay.
Like there's a big podium in the binder, and it's listed out. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Any questions? I know Anaya, you came and watched at the end of the year, and we stuck at lunch duty. We're being really honest. Like, you're probably like, oh my gosh, you're telling us to monitor, and you just sat there. Yeah. So the goal is to really actually monitor this year. To like be up and around and talking to them, sitting with kids, not just in the corner like you saw us do. That was a bad example.
No, you're good.
But so that's the goal this year, is to actually be intentional with our duties that we're doing. If that makes sense. And then I have a lunch duty schedule attached. I also put these in the box outside of your door,
Yes.
and I color coded them by people's favorite colors, but I didn't know y'all's favorite colors, so you just got stuck with whoever you're with. So the first 3 days, everyone's in there, just because those 3 days are crazy, and no one knows what's going on, and you know what I'm.
You can
Otherwise,
extra
I
help.
would be in there like kindergarten. Like, why am I here by myself? So everyone's in charge of those days. Yeah. And then Mondays and Fridays are weird days. We have a lot of days off or a lot of half days.
Okay.
And I don't know what my least favorite thing is when people don't ever have lunch duty because they never have to come to school on their lunch duty day. So I split them where they're even throughout the year. So I tried to keep it, So kinder, third, and fourth grade have lunch duty on Mondays. And then first, second, fifth have it on Fridays. And that's just so that everyone could be shuffled and you could have lunch with someone you didn't have lunch with before.
Sure.
So it's like good getting to know each other,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah.
And then Marie is the third grade teacher in
Yes.
Holly.
Mhm.
And then Amy and Anaya, so Amy the second grade teacher. And then you're second me.
Yeah.
So I tried to put someone from Southland with a newbie, just so
Perfect.
if someone's doing something wrong, you can blame us. You know? So that's kind of lunch duty, and that is like the calendar for the whole year. If you like ugly things, there's also this one. I like the in your face
The
thing.
colorful one is good.
Yes,
Yeah,
I like that one.
I like
And they have
it.
like reminders
Yes.
on this. Yeah.
This
so
one can get lost and you're
Thank
like,
you.
do I have duties?
This
Do
is-
I not?
This is the secondary one. They're like,
Yeah.
So you're on here,
But yeah.
so yeah, that really just yeah. Desi's like, make the breakfast duty schedule, and I said, okay. This is last year's, and I just copied it. Look how ugly. Anyway, but I didn't have it in me to make theirs pretty. So there's lunch duty. Any
They
questions?
probably would not
No, they
appreciate
wouldn't.
it.
They wouldn't even look at it.
Because we are more
Yeah.
like, hey, let's make
Yeah.
it cutesy. You're like,
We
just
appreciate
say that black and
the
white.
little things.
Exactly.
Good job.
And next year when I make it, I'll know your favorite color, so maybe I'll like weigh my own. But no offense, Kelly, if you're stuck with
No,
me.
I was like,
you're a pink
that's-
girl for life because that's my favorite color.
I agree.
Okay, and then bus recess is the same expectation as lunch recess. It's just in the afternoon. We call it bus recess because we get out, elementary essentially gets out of school at 3:30, but you can't send them on a bus because secondary is still in school. So secondary gets out at 3:50, 3:45. Between 3:45 and 3:50, I don't know. So we just play on the playground until they're dismissed, is the point of bus recess. You're still monitoring the playground, making sure there's no critters there. Still building relationships, still making sure kids are safe, and resolving any conflicts that might arise. So still have radio keys and still all the same things.
Do we take backpacks with us? They come
Yes,
back
that's
in.
a good question. So I didn't think about
Or-
that. Yeah. So I pack everything up,
Everybody
and
packs up and we go.
they just line them up on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, all right,
Yeah.
here's my bus.
So pack up before you go out.
Do grade levels
So
line up by grade level?
yeah, so when you
Or-
get outside and play,
Yeah.
and then Amy will blow the whistle at 3:45, 3.
Yeah.
The first week of school, she'll blow the whistle super early just to make sure everyone's
Oh.
getting where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But after that, the time will be pushed a little bit. But
Okay.
she'll blow the whistle. Everyone lines up by grade level. There's
Okay.
a big empty space on
Yes.
the field.
Yes.
They'll line up 5 through kinder, right?
Okay.
And then we'll dismiss them by buses. So someone will say, usually it's Amy because she's the greatest. We'll say, okay, post bus, go to your
Yeah.
post bus line. Parent pickup, go to parent pickup, and Slayton, go to
Okay.
Slayton.
Okay.
So line up by grade level.
Okay.
And then,
And then we disperse one
Disperse,
bit at
yeah.
a time when
and
Amy says to.
yes, the
Got
really
it.
great thing is most of the kids remember and know where to go. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, third grader, go grab that kindergartner and make
Yes.
sure they're on the right bus.
Yes.
So like the kids are really helpful with each other.
Good.
But you'll all be in charge of a bus/parent pickup to
Okay.
help
Okay.
with.
Nice.
So after everyone's dismissed, the 5th graders will bring you a folder. 5th graders are in charge of bus folders and flags. So if they don't have it, yell at a 5th grader. Or me, because sometimes I forget. But anyway, so you'll all get a bus folder. It's labeled. Sometimes the colors change, because I would tell you what color, but they sometimes disappear and it's a different color. Anyway, it has your list of kids in it. And then it has a list that looks like this for changes.
Okay.
So any changes, like Dom's usually parent pickup, his mom needed to be on the bus that day. So they call the office by 3 to make changes, and that's listed here. So this is your best friend.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll put the wrong kid somewhere and then a parent will be upset. You know? I have only done it once. And it's not the end of the world. They'll forgive you. But look at this.
Just
thing.
look at the
Otherwise
chart.
you will feel silly. But that's where changes are. Sometimes last minute changes aren't written in here, and that's where your radio is super important, because Sam can call you and say, so-and-so actually needs to, whatever. So I make sure you have your radio at bus duty, otherwise it gets really confusing when people are calling and you can't. There's no communication, you know? You're in charge of calling roll for the bus, and then you're in charge of walking them to the bus, and you're in charge of staying with them until the bus driver gets there. So, does that make sense? I also have pictures to show you so you kind of know where you're lining up, but also we'll figure it out the day of if you forget. So this is kind of the routine. Line up in a assigned line, call roll, change the wheels to the folder, take them to the bus, make sure you have your radio, and then you're in charge of returning this to the office. I did not assign you all to bus duty yet because Amy is usually the bus duty in charge signer-upper, and so I didn't want to do it and then her tell y'all something else, because that would happen probably to me. So I do Slayton bus, Amy does post bus, and then Marie's doing parent pickup. That way there's someone that's done it before on there, and then also Marie knows the kids' parents, so you're sending them to the right place. You probably, each of you will be split up. One will go to Slayton, one will go to post, and one will go to parent pickup. Unless one bus has a million children. Like last year, I did this by myself because post was huge, so it's better to have 3 kids. Not kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'll be split up probably when we have a bus count kind of idea.
Perfect. Did we mark off people on the bus, or we just call roll?
You just call roll. Yeah.
Get in the sign.
Yeah.
I got it.
And usually like it'll be like they're absent, they went home early, so that's nice. But if you don't know, I'm like, hey Sam, did so-and-so they grew up. Yeah. So
Okay.
yes.
Because sometimes you can.
Yeah.
No,
Sometimes
yeah.
people are like, yeah, they went home, but they don't really. You're like, what?
Yeah. And you're
Like they're
only
right
in charge of elementary.
You know?
Sometimes people ask you about secondary,
Like,
you are in charge of elementary.
please
Secondary, you say go talk to Sam.
Go touch Sam.
Yeah. Which is really nice. But yeah, it's all
Perfect.
listed.
I was just curious. Okay, cool.
The list we tried to make super official the first day of school, but it still changes a little
Oh.
bit. So I paid close attention. I did pictures. She knew where they lined up. So this is outside. This is your window, Kelly.
Yes, perfect.
This is where Slayton Bus lines up, and they line up against the wall. Otherwise, they stress me out because they're everywhere. So they line up against the wall.
Okay.
Post bus. This is the castle concrete pad out there.
Yes.
We call it the castle. I don't know why. And there's a tree. They line up by the tree.
Okay.
And then parent pickup. This is your window, Anaya. They just line up on the wall. And parent pickup. You call roll, and as soon as they see their parents, they go.
Okay.
We're posting Slayton. Nobody moves until I'm ready. So, and you don't have to remember that. Amy Marie and I will.
Just yell at us like, be, go!
Holy!
I said, please, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So there's.
Did you not listen in my meeting? Auntie, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You know
Don't
what
write me
though?
up.
Honestly, people are like, "Here's all this stuff. Remember it," and I'm like,
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all are experts on that, so we just need to pay attention. And if we aren't, like, I want somebody to be like,
Amy
No,
and Marie are
you
really
need to
good
stop,
experts.
you know.
Listen to Amy and Marie.
okay, perfect.
Not me. So those are kind of like recess and lunch and breakfast routines.
Perfect.
Specials. This is the first year we've ever had specials. Like we've only had PE, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Because I think the kids will be really excited. So
Yes.
I have not experienced this. Did y'all have specials or
Yes.
this? Yes.
So we had this year we called it Fine Arts. So we had Fine Arts, we had PE, and we had STEAM Lab. And our kids would go to PE every day. It's right with the law.
Yeah.
Which is good. They need exercise. Anyways, and then they would rotate between Fine Arts and STEAM Lab.
Yeah.
So they didn't go to like all three. They went to 2 a day.
Yeah. See,
So
we don't have a set schedule for this yet.
Yeah.
And I did not make one because I don't know what it's going to look like. So this will kind of be like first week of school. We'll all learn it together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
absolutely.
But we have art, music, and PE. So the goal is that each grade level will go to 1 a day.
Awesome.
I think our PE block is longer than most schools, so I think we
Yes.
can get away with less days of PE because of the
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
And then we also have the recess that
Yes.
we have
That
extra
can
recess
count
that
too.
adds.
Yes.
So
yes.
I think we're legally alright.
Yes. Yes. You're all good. You're all good.
But so like for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, 3rd will go to art, 4th will go to music, 5th will go to PE. And it'll be a rotation like that. And you all will do the same thing with K through 2. So the kids will go to their own special,
Right.
but like y'all will still have a conference together.
It'll be our conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really nice to have a conference with people that know what you're doing. You
Yes.
know?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So that's new this year. Miss Corley's teaching music, which will be super fun. Art, her name is Kathleen. She's the cafeteria lady. She's teaching art. It's kind of fun that they get to have teachers that aren't their teachers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then PE, I think, is Coach Mo for us. I don't have a clue who your coach is. But you'll have a coach there. So this year, last year when we came, I really have no idea who your coach is.
Please tell me. I'm just kidding.
It
It's
might
okay.
be Coach Mo. It might be Coach Webb. It might be whenever Coach shows up.
Okay.
I don't
Hey,
know.
we just need somebody to show up when we drop off. our
Last year
kids.
the coaches rotated, so I really never knew what coach was coming. Oh my gosh.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's new. So I think everyone will be a little bit chaotic in a like pretending we're not chaotic way the first day of school, you know? So like
Yeah.
don't.
Sure.
So in the past the coaches have picked them up from our hallway. I think we're gonna try the drop off method because it keeps things running smoother and the hallway quieter when people are learning, you know?
Yes.
So you'll be in charge of taking your kids where they need to go.
Okay.
So PE, take them to the gym. Music, I believe, will be in Miss Corley's office or the library. But they're really close to each other, so if you can't figure it out, just try it. And then art, the room is getting ready right now, but it's in the back of the school in a metal building.
Okay.
I should have attached a picture, but I didn't. But when you're going to art, if you don't know where you're going, take someone with you. But I'm sure we'll
for the first day.
I'm sure we'll tour the art building once it's actually done. It's just still It's that building we were in the other day.
Okay.
It's a work in progress.
I
isn't
know
it?
where it is if you need it.
Oh, yeah, take us to it. Okay. So you'll take them where they need to go. Specials teacher will return them. The expectation is when specials is over, you are ready to start teaching again. Not, oh, I have to finish up my copies, or I have to run to the restroom really quick. Can you watch them for 2 more minutes? Or I need to do this. Like, you had your 47 minutes, I think is where it is. It's like, use your 47 minutes, and then when it's time to go, like, when they're dropping them off, you're ready to go. So be prepared. Manage your time wisely. Before they leave, make sure the kids have everything that they need. So they're not asking their teacher, can I please leave and go get this or whatever. I also think it's really polite to make sure they've used the restroom and gotten water so that they're not having to do that during art and music. But whatever works for you works. And then your conference is your time. So making copies, doing lesson plans, grading, parent meetings if you want them then. If you want to like collaborate over something, you'll have vertical alignment time then. Y'all will have a PLC time during your conference because y'all have an elementary PLC with you, Amy, Hanaya, and Rachel. I think is in charge of yours, so usually y'all do it during then.
Okay.
So I think that's one day that is picked for you, but the rest of the days are do what you need to do. And sometimes that's talking in the hallway because you had a rough day. So do whatever you need to do then. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sorry, that was not super informative because I really don't know what it looks like yet.
No,
You're
I
good.
mean, I think you did good.
Which I am really excited they're going at different times. Sometimes they get sick of each other when they're all together. Bathroom. There's only 2 stalls in the girls and 2 stalls in the boys. So if you send more than that, they can't go. So my rule is just 1 girl and 1 boy at a time out of my classroom. For water in the bathroom. Okay. If they get in the hallway and there are already 2 kids in the restroom, the kids need to wait in the hallway so they're not playing in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So there's like a little gap between the bathroom and the water fountain, and they can wait there. To use the restroom. This looks a little bit different for y'all because y'all have a bathroom in your classroom, which use however you feel. If there's someone in there and another kid needs to go, you're welcome to still use the hallway. Water fountain works the same way. Y'all have sinks in your room. I don't know how good the water is. There's water fountains in the hallway, but like it's up to you how you want to do that. But I just do 1 boy and 1 girl. Otherwise, the hallway gets chaotic. My rule, Kelly, is not during instructional time. So whenever I'm up here teaching, a kid, if they ask me to use the restroom, I'm like, sorry, I'm teaching, you can't go. Yeah. So my rule is the first 5 minutes of class when they do a bell ringer, I let them go. And then when I'm done teaching. So if they're doing independent work, I let them use the restroom. Otherwise, I say no. And they'll say, but I really gotta go. And I'll say, but I'm really teaching that. So the first few times they'll complain and they're like, okay, just kidding, I'm fine. Yeah. And sometimes there's a kid that has an emergency and you'll just know, I'll let them go. But that's my rule for the most part in class. I don't know. Y'all do what you want to do. You can do scheduled bathroom breaks with your class in the hallway and things like that. I do not, but that's always an option if you want to do that. So, I also, Kelly, when we transition classes, like switch, that's also a good time for them to go.
Okay, perfect.
But I'm not going to tell y'all this big setup. Y'all got a potty in there, so. Does that make sense, Kelly?
Yes.
I also think the older kids are the ones that get in the most trouble in the hallway when using the restroom. I think y'all's kids are usually better. So, really, it's backwards. Don't you think, ours should be better?
Yeah.
But because y'all are older. But our kids are really the ones that are usually the ones that really have to go.
To the restroom.
So they're when they come to you, they're really they're not they're
yeah.
I gotta go. Yes, get in there. They're not going to be let me see what's in the bathroom.
5th grade, you can say, can you wait at least 2 times before they actually have to go?
Yeah.
Okay, that
It
was
is
a,
interesting.
yeah, that's
I
a
think
lot
you're right.
of things. Any questions or something to add?
Are you gonna talk about lesson plans later?
So no,
Okay,
Lesson
so I
plan? I'm no good. I'm glad you asked. Lesson
Okay.
plans. With Dusty, we did not have to do lesson plans.
Okay,
Trook, who's coming in, we do not know yet
okay,
if you will be required to submit lesson plans.
okay.
So really, a good rule is you have what you
Like,
need.
right.
You
Yeah,
have.
like you have a plan.
Yeah, you
Okay,
have a plan
okay.
that's written down. And it's
Sure.
written down if it's just knowing in your book where you are.
Yeah.
Having copies made, like
Okay.
you have your plan. There's
Okay.
nowhere to officially submit those right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah. But I still kind of make lesson plans,
Yeah.
otherwise I don't. I like to know what's going on, otherwise it stresses me out. Like things being in the air stresses me out. So I have to, but it's just up to you.
Okay.
Okay.
It could change with
We don't
Mr.
know.
Truck coming in, but
Yeah.
we just don't really know what that looks like right now.
Okay.
Okay, and then bell schedule. This is a really annoying part about teaching elementary at a K through 12 school. You have to take attendance every time the bell rings, except Anaya. So every time the bell rings, yeah, you have to take attendance.
Okay.
Um,
On the
don't worry,
center.
if you
Okay,
forget, Dina will remind you with the cute little email.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh gosh.
But I
That's
have
good enough.
alarms set in my
Oh,
phone
yes.
is all alarms. Otherwise, I will never take them.
Okay, so take attendance.
See, I have so many.
Every.
Otherwise, I'll never take attendance ever, and then I'll get in trouble, and I don't like getting in trouble. So that goes with the bell schedule. So I attached the what is that called? The elementary schedule. The times at the top match the bell schedule, which will sit down during in service and make sure you have all the right times. But the most important one is 9:27. That's the time the school gets paid for. So don't miss that one. If you're gonna miss any of them, choose a different one. I think Anaya, that's the only time. And that's through Ascender, which is you'll get all these logins. There we go. Which Ascender's used for grades and attendance. I don't know if I can take attendance because there's no kids in here, but you just look attendance on the side, and then it's super self-explanatory in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's not hard. There is a button up here that pops up that says confirm. You have to hit the confirm button, or Dina will email you. So there's that, which that's different. I don't know if y'all took attendance that much at Rolls. Did y'all?
No. We
Yeah.
took it one time at 8 from our window. We had a window.
Yeah.
And then our person would call us.
Yeah.
Mrs. Myers!
Yes. I hate getting the email. I'm like,
So
the
we had
first-
an email. We had friends in our room. It was
you
good.
get
Like,
an email. Yeah.
Did you take? I'm trying to
The
find
email
out.
usually says, "Hey, will you post 4th grade attendance and tell me why you missed it?" And I'm like, "Dang it! I hate the why."
Because I
Sometimes I'm like, I have no excuse except for I turned off my alarm and just never did it. I'm like, what excuse do
What
I
do you
come up
say?
with?
I'm like, can I put that in the
I'm like, I was teaching, sorry. And then we'll use Ascender for gradebook too. I personally, I hate Rabbit, like to have a gradebook on paper and the computer. But a lot of people like just the computer. But the school has gradebooks that you can flip to the right page and write grades in. I like to do it here and then type it into the computer. But you have to have 12 grades per subject. So y'all will have 12 for reading, 12 for science, 12 for math, 12 for social studies. And then Kelly, you'll just have 12 third, science, 12 for, like you'll have 12 per subject. If that makes sense. The goal is usually at 3 weeks to have 6 of them done. And by 6 weeks have the other 6 done. So 12 grades per subject. Daily work is 60%, which in service, they'll remind you all this and like help you set it up. And then assessments are 40%. And then reminders will be sent out to you. Like they'll send an email reminding it to you. Whenever you get a pacing calendar, at in service, that will be on the pacing calendar. It also will show up on the homepage right here. So there's,
Nice.
you won't forget because it will be reminded.
You literally will look at it every day.
And grades are in here the same way. So once you have kids, you'll be able to type in all their grades here, which you can't see in mine right now. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. Oh, see there. You'll put your assignments and then type in your grades. But so all of that, gradebook and attendance, is Ascender. Which Ascender is probably the easiest technology thing they'll tell you about. It's super easy to navigate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then leave requests in the subbinder. So you'll also get shown this link at the beginning of the year and get like an ID to type in. But whenever you need to be gone, you'll go to time clock and there'll be a link on the webpage. And when you log in, oh, what is my login? I'm gonna guess. Where's the one? No, that's not it. No, what is my login? 281, not a 5. One. Okay, so whenever you come in here, you can go to. I also can't see. Let's see. I'm not one very often, so I don't ever really do this. I did one just the other day. Where did I do it the other day? Look, I'm being so unhelpful. And I also can't read that. Let's do this. Oh wait, wrong button. Request. There we go. So it pops up a calendar and it tells you how many people have entered to be gone. So if there's 6 people that have asked to be gone, don't even bother saying it. But when you type them in, let's see. I have 2 in here. No, I have. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be gone so many days. But you type it in, and you say like what it's for.
Okay.
But you start with local. Oh, I did state. I should have done local. You start with local days because those go away.
Yeah.
So whenever they say you have 5 local days, Kelly and Anaya, if you want to be gone, use one of those days.
Take your local.
Your state locals accumulate, and when you move schools, you get to take them with you. Local days, if you decide not to stay at Southland, they throw them away. They're like, too bad.
Like, sorry.
like-
And you can only save 15 local days.
Okay.
So if you don't use them, you lose them.
Okay.
State, gather up. I need to change that to local. Because what am I doing using a state day? What is happening? But that's where you do that. It's also where you clock in. So every morning when you get here at 7:25, you'll type in your code and hit clock in. It works. The hourly workers have to clock in this way so they can get paid, but it just clocks you in and it tells Dusty and Lisa and Trook that I'm at school.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, sometimes they're like, Holly hasn't clocked in. I haven't seen her all morning. Like, where is she?
Where
So
is
they
she?
can kind of figure out if something happened and they need to make sure you're safe, or if they need to get a sub or whatever. So it just keeps track of you, so that people know that everyone's where they need to be. When you're gone for sub plans, I would tell you all have this green binder in your room, but that might be wrong. So you'll have a sub binder of some sort that you can make, or if there's a green one in there, you can take it. But you have all the things in there. My sub binder should be I just have a roster, and then I have my bell schedule, a calendar, a schedule, and then a schedule. Apparently, I really covered my bases there. Listen, and then I have like the emergency plans. So whenever, if I'm gone and there's a fire,
They'll know what to do.
yeah. So it's all like written in here. I even have little tabs for it written down what should be in there. I don't know how much on it. But in here, so I have like logins. So when I'm gone, if a kid says I can't log in, it's written in here. So, they try to pull a fast one. And then this back here is where my extra work is supposed to be. So like if they finish all the things I have planned, there's extra things so the sub doesn't have to scramble and figure it out. But also leave detailed plans.
Yeah.
So like it seems really silly, but schedule your day like minute by minute. Like these 5 minutes we do this, then we do this. We transition doing this. So and so is line leader. Like be super detailed because it makes the days go smoother. which makes your kids' lives easier. And also someone's helping cover your class and hanging out with your kids for the day, so like try to make it easy for them. Having a sub binder prepared is really good if you wake up one morning and you're sick. You don't have to worry about it. I hope that never happens to me. But so sub binder with sub requests. So make sure you have all that prepared. Rachel has a really good one for kindergarten and Aya, so I would like just go bother her about it. Kelly, I would bother Amanda about it.
Okay.
No, my sub binder's terrible. Can you tell? I haven't done it. And then just reminders with your key. Listen, I'm like the most spastic person in the world, if you can't tell.
You're doing great.
You'll have a radio with the channels on it to communicate. We don't have phones in the room, so that's how we communicate across places. You'll have a badge with your name. This unlocks the outside door, like the fob thing. It also has a button on the back, and this is how we do like security things. The buttons match with the lights in the ceiling. So if there's a fire drill, the light will flash and it'll be like, this is a fire drill, yada yada yada, you know. This, if you hit it 3 times, sets off the light, but it also sends someone to help you. So if you hit it 3 times, you're saying, I need someone at school to help me. If you hit it 8th time, you're saying, something's really bad and I need like the emergency. So don't hit it 8 times unless you're real serious. So that's like intruder, like someone needs an ambulance or something like that. But this is how we do that stuff. 3 times it's just gonna send Dusty to you and probably Trip and Rachel just to make sure everything's okay. But you can also just call on your radio. And then your key, on your key ring, you'll have your classroom key matches all of elementary's classroom key, which I didn't know for a really long time, and people would be like, you have a key. I'm like, no, I don't. But you do. So if you ever need to break into someone's room, or if you like need to just run in to borrow something and don't want to knock and interrupt, like you have a master key, which I don't know that really needs to be known, but I feel like it's helpful. And then this is just helpful links. The Live Binder is my best friend in the whole world. Dusty made it last year, and it will be updated, but it has all the important things. So it has the schedule, the bell schedule. It has helpful information. Like this reminds you how to do time clock, contact information if you need to get a hold of somebody. All of the sports schedules, grading policy, so the 6 weeks having 12 grades and things like that. So it's just really, we don't have Flex Fridays anymore, so you don't have to look at that. Lesson plans, we don't have lesson plans anymore. And then this has just links for all kinds of things. So like the breakfast duty schedule will be here, the lunch duty schedule will be here. This parent email list is really nice because you can just look up Anaya. Oh, that's her mom's email. So like that's really nice. So this is a really nice just a link for you to look at. And it is not updated right now, but it will be.
Okay.
But that's a really nice, if you open Microsoft Edge, I don't use Edge, I'm told I should, but I don't. And I guess I'm not really good at doing things I'm told to do. It pops up a folder and it's listed in there. So if you like Edge, you can.
I was like, I'm not a Microsoft person, so.
I don't use Edge.
I'm moving from Google.
See, well, I'm glad there's people on my team. And then Southland webpage also has links on here. They're updating the webpage pretty frequently, so it's just a new platform. But under staff, it has all of the things that you need. So like this takes you to email in your OneDrive. That's really the only one that I use. That's why I tell you that. There's Eduphoria, like there's everything that a sender, so everything you need is listed here. It's the same thing for students. You go to parent and students, student resources has all the links. Like if you say I need you to do studies weekly online, it's linked here. I think y'all's iPad probably have an app, but those are just really helpful to
online for students, so I don't know what she may ask you,
Okay.
and that's personal preference.
Yeah. But those are really nice to have. And then technology requests and maintenance requests. We do not have a maintenance director right now. So if you put in a maintenance request, probably no one will see it for a minute. So when you send a maintenance request, also send an email to like Dusty and Rachel and say, hey, I put in a request for this light bulb or whatever, just so someone has eyes on it so it can get lost. But when you need a maintenance request, Eduphoria is what we use. There's a link on the Southland webpage, and you go to, oh, it brought me to the link. It's under form space, but this is where you can do all of the forms that you need. So Eduphoria is really nice.
So that's where you can request things too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a purchase order request is on here. Incident report, so someone gets hurt on the playground, you have to fill something out. Maintenance requests, all kinds of things like that. So it's in form space, yeah. And they'll remind you at in-service. Technology is in the same place, or the same platform, but it's under help desk is technology. But also Luke is really good about if you need something, just teamsing him or emailing him, he'll get to you pretty quickly. And if you forget to just send it. But so that's for forms. While we're on Eduphoria, which I think I'll talk about it. I have it on here for later. But we can skip it and do it now. On Eduphoria, this is a good place. This is where we track all of the data. So any benchmark tests you take or district assessments all get put in here just so you can track it. And it's nice because it keeps track from kindergarten and follows them all the way through. So that's what this is good for, but it also has profiles. Let's choose Hayden. On here, it keeps track of all his test scores and data. It's not going to load. But there's also not that, because it will list like if they have accommodations in there too. Yeah. And then this section, the journal, you can add items. So if you send an email to their parents, you can copy the email in here. That way, like if you're talking to Dusty about a parent, you're like, I'm having a really hard time with this parent and communicating and stuff, he can pull it up and see that like all the steps that you've taken. You can also put in student behavior. So if you're not ready to write a referral, like that doesn't seem like a big enough issue for a referral, you can put it in the journal and it keeps track of it. And that's also really helpful for when they finally do get a referral. Rachel can go back and look and say, well, you've been doing it for all these weeks. So it's just a good tracking system and documentation. Yeah. So that all appears here on Eduphoria too. And Eduphoria seems really scary, but once you start playing with it, it's not so bad. And they'll go over it in service. Okay, cool. And if you ever really need help with Eduphoria, Dusty and Bailey are really good at it. So, there's that. Does that make sense? Yes. Was that too fast? No. Where's my present button? Sure, great. Okay, and then finding your people. So this is just kind of who you go to. This is like flexible. So like if you are like, well, I feel like I need to go to this person instead, like do that. For right now, because they haven't made official mentors or anything, if you need anything this summer, Holly and Anaya, you can text Amy because she lives in your world. Kelly, you're stuck with me. I'm so sorry. And if you get sick of me, I'll give you Marie's number and you can talk to Marie. But just like if you need anything, you're like, I can't find this or I don't know how to do this, like those are good people to go to. Yeah. Of course, there's still Amanda and Bailey and Dusty that you can go to. Like that's what they're here for. PLCs during the year, which stand for Planning Learning Communities. You will be with Amanda, so y'all will plan science and like talk about data and all the things. So Amanda's your girl, y'all are with Rachel, and y'all will go with Amy. I think it's just you, Ingle, and Amanda. So PLCs are good for vertical alignment and just discussing different things that you need. So, and if you don't like any of those people, text someone else. Like the thing is, I say go to these people, but if you show up in someone's office or call someone, they're gonna help you. Like no one is gonna say, no one here has ever said that's dumb, I'm not helping you. Yeah. You know, like everyone's willing to do whatever you need. So there we go. Everyone good so far? Sorry, I feel like I'm just talking a bunch. Okay, we're good so far. Anything else? Yep. I think we're almost done. Okay, so I talked about this one on Eduphoria. So that's where you can list parent communication behaviors for documenting. And then open house and classroom setup, I just kind of added on. And you probably can talk a lot more about lower elementary classroom setup than I can, because I don't have a single clue. For open house, which I know seems really far away, but it like shows up really fast. And no one told me what to do for open house. I just have to like guess, and so
Yeah.
Yes.
it sounds
Please.
really good. So
Continue.
I'll show you what I do. Anaya, if I were you, I would go bother Amy and Holly about it. 'Cause, like the best way to learn is go steal from teachers that have been doing it. You know what I'm saying? So for open house, can I borrow your desk?
Yeah.
Thank you. I always attach a sign and return form. Otherwise, I never get it back. I do parent contact and like medical emergency stuff. So is your kid allergic to this? Is your whatever. So it's all here for parents to fill out. I do like to do a tell me about your child, because I think parents know their kids best, right? And it's nice for them to share. So like this one talks about how would they describe their child, and it's really fun to like read how they view their child, and like you're like, oh, I see that, and like you know. So how do you describe your child? What's something important I need to know about them? What's your child's favorite subject? What is their strength and what are they good at? What are they interested in? And then what are your expectations? My favorite one's the expectations. Everyone has different expectations for their kids, like we're not all A students, so it's nice to read like, I just want my kid to learn to do this, or I want my kid to be successful in math because they struggle with it. So I would just do some kind of get to know the kid thing. And then, I didn't know this was here, I do like homework. I do weekly multiplication tests about the woman. So I just do anything you want the parents to fill out and brought back to you together. So this is my sign it and bring it back packet. And then this one is just here's all the information that you're going to throw on your calendar and read it in 3 weeks. You know? So I do like a school supply list, because a lot of people are like, I didn't get the school supply list. So, you know, I do it here. And then any last minute changes you want, you can kind of fix there.
Okay.
I give them a schedule just so they know. It's also nice for them to know when your conference is.
Yeah.
Because that's a good time for them to communicate with you.
Yes.
I have a note about Thursday folders, which we almost everyone sit down and talk about during in-service, but Thursday folders is where you send home notes and graded work to parents. So I just tell them, this is what's happening.
Are they provided?
The kids will bring a red folder.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So, yes.
So the red folder is the one.
Yeah. I have calendars. Every month we send home a calendar with different events. So I just have, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I like to attach a calendar to it. So this is last year's. I have a calendar so they can kind of have what's going on. And then I have just about me, which I haven't updated mine in a lot of years. I probably should. So that's like my open house, and I just leave them on your desk like this.
No.
Kelly, for open house, we'll have kids of all the grades coming in to check on, like, to meet you.
Yeah.
Especially since you're new, because they're going to be really curious.
Okay.
But you're only in charge of 4th grade paperwork. So I'll do 5th grade and Maria will do 3rd. And then I always have a transfer paper, so they just fill out how's their kid getting to school, how are they getting home. I don't let them leave without filling this out. That way I have it for the first day of school.
Yes.
So these I'm like, you can take and bring back. This one I'm like, no, don't leave.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then like classroom setup, your classroom, I feel like I spend more time here than most any other place in the whole world. But I'm also like have no kids, so. But like make it, if you love your classroom and you love your house, like I hope it's my house, then your kids are gonna love it too. So make it feel like you, make it feel comfortable and warming. And then make sure you set up your class in a student-centered way. Like, school is not about you. It's about your kids and what's best for them. So make sure you're doing that. And if you need anything for your classroom, let somebody know.
Yeah.
Like, Brad can find something for you, or Lisa's really great about finding things for you. So if you need anything, don't feel like you have to buy it all yourself because that's expensive. Talk to somebody. Someone probably has it, or
And Lisa just asked me this morning,
Yeah.
speaking of that. I mean, I didn't go there for that, but she
Yeah.
just like, hey, is there anything, I mean, oh yeah, now that you mention it, I need
would like
this.
that.
You know, I'm just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll look around. So,
So if you need anything or see anything that you want, like let them know. And if you don't feel like being bossy, I'm really good at it. I'm so
send a
good.
request
Like,
to Laura.
No, really, honestly. No, I'm really good at being bossy. I'm working on doing it in a nice way. But, so yeah, if you need anything, let me know. Or if you need help with anything. Like, and I know the first week of school is crazy, but people are around helping. In the summer, if you'll text somebody and be like, hey, I'm going to school, can you please come help me? Like, someone will show up. It's like, don't feel like you're bothering anyone. Like, everyone wants to. We're all friends. So, someone will help you out. I'm done. I have two things. I want to finish the KWL chart, and then I also have a survey I want y'all to fill out. If you don't fill it out right now, it's okay. But just at some point, just so I have like feedback and to look at and to turn in. So I'll put that back up in a second. You can do that whenever you have time. But on the KWL chart, the last one is what you learned. So what is something that you thought was helpful or you didn't know?
Everything.
Everything that works too. I should have used the blue sticky notes. They would have stuck better. And also, if you have any questions, you feel like there's something that you wanted talked about that we didn't talk about, like write that down too. Thanks. These are terrible sticky notes, aren't they? Look at them. They don't. Next time I'll use the blue. Look, now I'm gonna come hover again, Philly. I'll pretend to be busy.
So like with all like the programs we use like curriculum wise, we'll go over that in the
Yeah.
answers, right? Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I know phonics. Amy is really, really good at phonics. So like, if you have questions about that, Amy's your girl.
Okay.
Science, Amanda's really great at science and knows how everything works. Math, Bailey, I think like dug through that curriculum last year and made binders with the curriculum, so like she knows. So there's people that can.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, and they are willing to like sit down. Bailey will come in and literally watch your lesson or teach your lesson just so you know what it's supposed to look like and kind of, it's like people, yeah.
Okay.
So don't stress too much. I would, if I were you, I'd only worry about like the first 2 weeks. Like this is what I'm doing the first 2 weeks. And plan a little,
Okay.
and that way. Otherwise, because if you look at like the whole 6 weeks or the whole year,
Mhm.
you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I chose the right field. I should quit. So like chunks or
Yeah.
Procedures,
Yeah.
procedures, your
like
expectations. Like,
practice.
what do you want your kids to do? How do you want them to do this? Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, well, how do I do that? You know, because
Okay.
they will not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
And you will have to
practice.
practice.
Yeah.
And you'll think, oh, we're doing great. And then the next day you come back and like, you're not doing so great. So
Yeah.
you just stop and, you know.
Practice. Okay.
But even just lining up. Okay,
Yes.
great, you lined up great. Go sit back down. We're gonna do it again.
Yes.
You know? It feels really silly, but
But I mean,
Yeah.
it makes my first year teaching, like lining up, I never practiced, and I was like, y'all look ridiculous in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I felt like everyone was staring at me, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, no, we'll practice, and I feel a little better about it. So, yeah. But also, whatever you mess up your first year, you get to fix later. Like, you're just,
no one's gonna
you,
know.
no, yeah, exactly.
Your
No one
kids
knows,
will definitely
No.
not know.
and you're learning. Like,
Yes.
it's like any other job. You can't walk in and know everything.
Mhm.
I mean, kindergartners don't walk in and know kindergarten. Like,
Right.
you're not expected to walk in and know teaching. Like,
Yep.
you're learning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to leave this QR code up here. I think it should work. So you can scan it whenever you feel so led and do the survey. I can also email the link to you.
Can you email it? I don't have
Yeah.
my phone.
I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you
That
email
works.
it? And I
But I
will do
think
it.
that's all that I have.
Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope it was helpful.
Yes.
No, you're good.
Very
Because
helpful.
I got a whole page and a half.